Welcome back to my channel. Happy October! It's spooky season and we're going to do something a little bit fun today. We're going to rank the best Halloween candies of all time. This should be fun because there's actually a few things on here that aren't candies. Let me just minimize myself a little bit here. And then I'll show you the options because there is one that's a toothbrush. And I feel like if they're gonna add the toothbrush, they should have added the Halloween pencils, the fang teeth that you used to get in trick-or-treat bags as a kid. I used to make, deck out these Halloween treat bags. I would put a bottle, like a can of pop in there, and then I would just fill that shit to the brim. I would spend like $100. I think I did it like 2 or 3 years in a row. I spent $100 on trick-or-treat bags. I don't do that anymore, unfortunately. Maybe down the road when we have some extra cash, I would love to do that again because the kids would go nuts in my neighborhood. Because instead of getting one piece of candy, they'd get a whole trick-or-treat bag. And so it would have like the can of soda pop. I'd have like pencils in there, a notebook. Of course, I'd have lots of candy. But I would try to put things that weren't just candy, like peanut butter crackers, fruit roll-ups, stuff like that. So I feel like this list is a little bit slacking. And vegetables instantly get enough. Instantly. Ain't nobody want that. Unless it's like those cute little bags of carrots with like ranch or something, then maybe. Kids might want that. 100 grand I've never had. I'm trying to think of anything else on here I've never had before. I think I've had everything on this list. Oh, I have not had Almond Joys. I don't like Butterfingers. I haven't had Rolos. And I don't like... Where was I? Just seen it. Everything moved on me. I don't like Fun Dips. I don't like these Health or Heath bars, whatever they're called. And I don't like Twizzlers. I'm just saying it. I'm sorry. Can't help it. I would say... Oh, I've never had these hot ones either, and I don't think I've ever had Dots. No, I have had them, but they were not good. And I don't like Milk Duds. And I don't like Milky Way, and I don't like Mike and Ike. Okay. Let's start doing what I do like. I really like Reese's. They are like the superior, right? Is that what S is? Superior? And M&M's. Like, those are my top go-tos. And Airheads. Airheads are good. Never had Baby Ruth. I'm going to say A tier. Krabby Patties every Halloween. They're the bomb diggity. Lifesaver gummies are always good. These gummies are delicious too. And Snickers. I love Snickers. I'm going to put that up atop. I would say candy corn is A. That's like a staple for Halloween. Don't you guys think? I think so. Tootsie Rolls, I don't really care for. Swedish Fish, I don't care for. Let's see, Twix, I can't have anymore. But I used to love Twix when I was younger. Whoppers, I used to love. I can't have anymore either. Starbursts are pretty good. The only problem with that for Halloween candy, I'm going to move it down because they're hard to, like, open. I feel like kids really struggle with that. So, a lot of times people will open this package and then put them in the treat bags, and then it's like, half of them are open, half of them aren't. Kids struggle with them a lot. Lifesaver, the spearmints, I love. And Kit Kats I used to like. Hershey's I love. Crunch I used to love. I can't have it anymore either. Three Musketeers don't like. Kisses are amazing. And I do see some kids struggle to open them, but they seem to do pretty good. Suckers are always a win. Especially the Blow Pops. Those are like my favorite. And Jolly Ranchers. M&M with peanuts. I just don't care for it. I just don't. I tried in Michigan one time. They had strawberry M&Ms. Oh my god. That was like the best M&Ms I've ever had. Pretzels I would put in the B category. That's a really good alternative for trick-or-treat bags, so that way kids don't have just candy. I don't care for the Reese's Pieces. Ring Pops. Kids love Ring Pops. They love Ring Pops for Halloween candy. Jelly beans are a no. One, I don't like them, and two, it's like, how are you gonna like put a bunch of loose jelly beans in trick-or-treat bag? That's not gonna work. Skittles is not that I don't like them. I'm gonna put them in the D category. It's not that I don't like them, just don't really care for them. And these would be hard to divvy out. Nerds, I don't really like Nerds either. I definitely don't like Sour Patch Kids or these trolley. Yorks I don't like. Skittle, or what is this? Smarties. Oh, they're awful. And toothbrush, I'll put it in the D category. because if, and I never really thought about this for trick-or-treat bags. If you did a fun, like, decorative toothbrush, I could see kids liking it. And that's actually a really good idea. If you went to, like, Dollar Tree and got, like, a pack of, I don't know, it's Paw Patrol too babyish for little trick-or-treaters. But something like that, like Disney or Cars or something like that. Kids might get that in their trick-or-treat bag and be like, ah, cool. Maybe. So I definitely put the Krabby Patties in my Halloween trick-or-treat bags every year. And I would do the individual, like, snack size Reese's. Some of the non-candy items I would do. One year I did Halloween cups instead of bags. At Dollar Tree they had like 8 cups for $1. So I got the Halloween cups and I filled those with candy instead of doing bags. And then that year I just like let the kids pick what soda pop flavor they wanted, and then they got a cup full of candy. So that was a really big hit, and I like completely ran out like within the first 30 minutes of trick-or-treaters, and we had to like close up shop early because we ran out. But yeah, I did pencils. Sometimes Dollar Tree has those like towels that you put in water and they like get bigger. I did that one year. I love to do like the pencil grippies, like the glitter ones. Kids love those, and like really fun erasers for your pencils. Kids also really love stuff like that. Like some kids really like school supply stuff if it's cool enough. And that's why I said maybe the toothbrush, if it was a cool toothbrush, that would be a good idea. But if it's just like a plain one, I don't see kids liking it. And that's the other thing too. Like, I know some people put like apples and fruit in trick-or-treat things, and I just feel like kids, when they see that, they see a chore. They either have to like get a parent to cut the apple for them or peel the orange. It's going to take forever. So if you're going to do stuff like that, which is fine, I would recommend like individual bag, like carrots or peanuts or something like that that kids can open easily and snack on. The pretzels that were on here, where'd they go? Right here. These were a really good idea. They have like little snack baggies. I did Cheez-Its one year. I try to be mindful of allergies, so I'll try to do Cheetos because they're gluten-free, or like Lay's chips. And then if I do peanuts or if I do peanut butter cups, I try to make sure I put other chocolate in there that doesn't have peanuts in it. And I will go out of my way to try to find a chocolate candy that doesn't have peanuts in it. So those kids that have peanut allergies can trade with their friends and get the candy that they can have, which is important. I don't know if you guys remember being a kid and trick-or-treating, but we would go out and we would it would be like dark before we got home. We would go to like someone's house, whatever the hangout spot was, and we would dump all of our candy out, okay? This is what me and my friends did. On the floor, you dump all your candy out. You make 2 piles. A keep pile and I would trade pile, okay? And then you put the keep pile aside, and then the would trade pile kind of goes out in front. And we're all sitting in a circle. And we would say, we look through each other's would trade pile, and we would trade. And then sometimes if there wasn't anything, like let's say you wanted my pretzels and I didn't see anything in your pile that I wanted, I'm like, you know, I don't see anything I want in your pile, but your keep pile has a couple Reese's. I'll give you all my pretzels for one Reese cup. So we would like barter and trade, and we would spend like at least an hour or two just doing that and just hanging out. It's like just friends. And so it was really like we spent more time doing that than we actually did like trick-or-treating. But it was really fun, and it teaches kids a value of like, you know, 2 Tootsie Rolls equals 1 Kit Kat or whatever, you know. So it's really interesting now that I'm an adult, like watching kids have those kind of interactions. It's really interesting to kind of sit back and watch that. But yeah, I think about, man, like kids just I don't see that as much anymore. And I'm not gonna say names or anything, but a while ago we had like this big neighborhood Halloween party, right? And our driveway kind of was like the hangout area, and all these kids came over after they got done trick-or-treating, and they had spread all their candy out, you know, they're digging through it and stuff. And I didn't really see what I used to do as a kid. I just seen kids like complaining. I can't believe I got 2 of these. I don't even like these. And then they just like complained a lot like that, and it really surprised me. Because I don't remember that as a kid. I remember we just like made a pile of things that like weren't our favorite that we would trade. So it wasn't things like all of these, right? On my tier, I would not trade these. These would instantly go into my keep pile. But these, I might put some of them in my keep pile, and some of these I would put in my would trade. I'm not saying I'm going to trade them, but I would trade. They're up for grabs. And that's kind of how we did it. And we would like take turns, and it wasn't like that at all. I watched this group of neighborhood kids just sitting around and just like bitching and complaining about what they got, and then they would just like toss the candy they didn't want. And occasionally you'd hear one kid say, well, if you don't want it, I'll take it. And like some of it, they were throwing away some of the candy. I was like, hey, whoa. I was like, we're not throwing away candy. If you guys don't want, whatever you don't want, put it in this bowl. And that was a bowl that I was like handing out candy to people. So it like trick-or-treating was pretty much over. And I was like, put it all in this bowl. And then when everyone was done doing that, I let them take turns. You know, you pick 5 pieces, you pick 5 pieces, you pick 5 pieces. You know, we just kind of went around the circle until it was all gone. And I didn't really end up with anything left, I don't think. But it was just amazing, the generational differences, and I don't know what attributes to that, and I'm really curious, have you guys encountered that? Because when I was a kid, we would ride our bikes or walk to trick-or-treating, and now I see a lot of people, like a lot of parents driving their children, and times have changed. You know, there's not as many houses that are giving out candy. Maybe you don't feel safe letting your kid go by themselves. There's a lot of factors that go into that, but times are changing. They really, really are. So I'm curious. I would love to know in the comments down below, what are some things that you have seen personally in your neighborhood or in your family that is different from when you were a kid for Halloween times? For me, it's been the interactions with the kids, that they seem kind of ungrateful, or it's different from what I remember. I see less kids walking and riding their bike. And the third thing that I noticed that's different from when I was a kid is the Halloween costumes. I don't see very many, like, homemade, handmade costumes anymore. Occasionally, but it's really rare. And those 3 things are what kind of have stood out the most to me over the last few years as an adult handing out candy. It's amazing how much the world has changed in just a few years. So let me know down in the comments below what you have noticed different. And let me know, what is your top favorite candy on this list? If you had to pick just one. Here's the whole list. If you had to pick just one, what would it be? I'm going to say for me, I'd probably do Lifesavers because I could eat that all day and not get sick. Whereas, like, chocolate and stuff, like, you know, I can get sick after eating too much of it. But I'm going to say Lifesavers. What is your favorite candy you see on here? Like always, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a very safe Halloween. Check your candy for razor blades. Which, that's another thing. Like, when people used to say, like, that people were smuggling drugs and candy, like, who's giving out drugs for free? Never met somebody in my life. But do check your candy for razor blades, and just check, this is what I say. Check your candy for tampering. Because you don't know, people could spit in it, people could do all kinds of crazy stuff. People are sick, okay? Like, we got a lot of sickos in our race, or species. We got a lot of sickos in our species. So just check it for tampering. Make sure everything is sealed. And when in doubt, just throw the candy away. It's not worth eating someone's booger or spit on accident. Not worth it. So have a safe Halloween. If you're handing out candy, then you're amazing because you're one of those people that are making kids have a magical night. And I will see you guys next time.